My name is Lucia and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Noraz. It's a brand that we make tie for women. And we just started let's say 2 years ago. So it's going very well, but it's taking time because when you create a luxury company, you have to make sure that everything is quality, every person who is part of the project. So it's shortly but surely. I'm originally from Bilbao, which is the Basque country. Nothing to do with this. It's the opposite from Marbella because it's north and south. So I came to Marbella in 2020 when COVID, because I lost my job. I was working in aviation and basically everything collapsed. So I always say to myself, when a door closes, another one opens. And I always come to Marbella every single summer because of my grandfather who used to live here. So I said I had to look for a new opportunity in Marbella, and that's where I came here. I decided to be an entrepreneur when I realized how much creativity I had and all the ideas and the vision and the passion that I have for things. And I said to myself, if I can work with this passion and this ambition for someone, I can also work for myself. But after a while in that project, we realized that maybe Spain was not the country for it. But after that, I said to myself, if I make this, I can make even bigger things. So that's where I said, I can make brand ties for women. And you would say, why ties? Because I like, as you can see, I like wearing suits, and I always wanted a tie that goes with it. So you can go to a tailor and it can make you a suit for you. Even though you're a woman, it's a bit hard because of our shapes and our bodies, but we never had a tie for it. So we're shorter. So I said to myself, we have to make a tie for a woman. And I started designing. I've never studied design, but when you're passionate about something, just the knowledge comes with it. So that's when I designed myself and I went looking for the person who can make them. And I can say that after a year and a half looking, testing, doing, I finally got the person who is in charge and is making it, and they're, as you can see, they're brilliant. Ties, for me, it was a representation that why does a clothing item has to be specific just for a gender? Years ago, let's say in the 1940s, women were only wearing skirts. And it was thanks to Coco Chanel that nowadays women, we wear pants. So my dream is to become Coco Chanel in that way, to make ties so normal for a woman to wear that we'd even forget that it was just a men's item. Something that we say to ourselves in a team is it's not about being different or dressing different, it's about dressing unique. That's the word. I bought on an online second website a €2 tie, and I destroyed it completely. And I said, okay, if I'm gonna sell something, I need to know how they're made. If you want, even though you haven't studied about it, you can learn from it. And it's funny also because I did a trip on my own to Madrid to test how people were gonna react. So I went dressing like that. It was a navy suit with a yellow tie and my long hair. And I picked a flight, and it was a specific flight that I knew people were gonna be, businesswomen were gonna be on that flight. And it's Bilbao, Madrid. Because people go in the morning to Madrid to have meetings, and then they come back in the afternoon. So I replicate that trip that I knew there were gonna be businesswomen on that flight. And I also, when I was in Madrid, I was going in the neighborhood of the people that we wanted for the brand. So we went to El Barrio Salamanca, Calle Hermosilla. We went to all those places, and I wanted to see, or I went on my own, I wanted to see how people reactions. And when it was very funny, this was back then, March 2022, so it was just a month that I got the idea. But I'm a woman that takes action. So what's really funny is that everyone was looking at me, all the women were looking at me with a really nice expression. It was not like, what are you doing? It was more like, wow. So that was very, very inspiring. And that's the moment I call my partner, that I have my business partner, and his name is John. He's also from the Basque country. And he's the one who trusted me also. And I called him and I told him, this is gonna be amazing. You're gonna see, because I saw the reaction of the women and they want this product. You can have motivation for a company, but you also need knowledge. We want to sell to those women that have already a knowledge about what quiet luxury it is, for example, loro piana, but they want a compliment for the outfits that marks the difference. And also, people who understand what quality it is. You cannot buy this tie in Amazon. You can only buy it on our website, but once you buy it from our website, you're part of our club of women that are empowering and that wants to belong to a club that shares their boundaries. So once you buy, you're part of us, you're part of our club, so you're gonna be able to go to our events. And in those events, you're gonna find the same women that think like you. People that they're ambitious, that they wanna create their own companies, and they take care of every single detail as much as we do with our ties. I think that the pool has influenced very well on my company, very positive results, because every day you get to meet new people. And what I really like about the pool is that we have different nationalities. We did the event on the 8th of March on the Women's Day here in the pool. I really trust them in that way because I knew they were gonna be able with us to gather those important empowerment women that we wanted for the event. And actually it was very, very good atmosphere because all the women from the pool who came, and it's funny because they're used to seeing me around, but they never got to talk to me and actually maybe touch the tie and be able to get a little bit more information. So I think that's one of the things, and also the sharing moments that we have, like on Wednesdays on the paddle, a Thursday kind of like the happy hour that we have. And those very good moments where you can talk to people that you would never talk on the street. For me, kind of like the key of success will be 2 keys. First one is learn from your mistakes, but also learn from others' mistakes. And you say, how can I do that? Well, you can read their biographies. Trust me, it's better to learn from someone else's mistakes rather than yours. And the second key will be trust the time. And when I say this is because there's an old story from a Chinese book that it says, there's an old man with his son that they used to work on the land that they owned. And one day the boy says to the dad, the horse ran away, we lost the horse. And the dad's like, maybe it's a bad idea, maybe it's a bad news, we don't know yet. And he was very, very sad. Like, how can you be normal? We lost the horse. And he's like, wait and see. And one day the horse come back with another horse. And the son is really, really happy and saying to the dad, wow, he came back with another horse. And the dad says, we don't know yet. We don't know if that's a good news or bad news. And then one day the son was riding the new horse and he fell off and he broke his knee. And he was telling to the dad, I broke my knee, I cannot work, this is such a bad news. And the dad said, we don't know yet. And then one day the village was on a war and the king went to them looking for new soldiers, but he couldn't go to war. The dad was too old and he has a broken knee. So this tells you that every news that comes to you, you have to wait to really see if it's bad news or good news. It's just a matter of time, so just trust the time.